Hello everyone, my name is Rahayu, and I'm thrilled to share my journey as an executive MBA student for 2024 at IPMI Institute. Today, I want to dive into an exciting topic, corporate finance, which I have been exploring through a comprehensive mind map. This journey has been incredible, especially learning from Professor Semmel, our distinguished chair for finance and investment. His teaching style is truly inspiring. And don't worry, if you are coming from a non-finance background, this course is designed for everyone. Professor Semmel often says, it's perfectly okay to make mistakes when you are learning in this class as long as you try harder. I love this approach. It reminds us that mistakes are just proof that we are pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones. Isn't that cool? Now, let's take a look at the mind mapping we are discussing in corporate finance. I have learned so many key concepts, strategies, and frameworks that empower us in our studies and future careers. If you are considering joining the IPMI MBA program, you will unlock the potential of understanding finance in a way that's both accessible and exciting. So, are you ready? Let's move to the mind mapping. For the first, we will discuss about financial management. At the core of corporate finance lies financial management. According to definition Prof. Semmel, financial management optimal orchestration of internal and external financial resources towards significant and sustainable value creation. What to manage? We learn what to manage in financial management. We manage capital structure, working capital management, asset structure, revenue management, cost management, cash flow management, growth management, and risk management. In financial management, we also learn about principal-agent problem. There is a conflict interest, asymmetric information, moral hazard, adverse selection. What is the solution for principal-agent problem? Make manager compensation reflect share prices, stock option, fire who do not perform well, takeover, and GCG. And then we learn about the principle of GCG. It is tariff, transparency, accountability, responsibility, independence, and fairness. We learn also value creation by McKinsey, cornerstones of corporate finance. Core of value principle, conversation of value principle, expectation treadmill principle, best owner principle. And then, we also learn 5 business essential by Prof. Ram Charan. Cash flow from operation, generate profit margin, sales velocity, growth, and customer focus. Let's move to the second part of corporate finance is capital budgeting. What is Rule of 72? How the Rule of 72 works? The Rule of 72 is estimating time to double on investment. To find out how it will take for an investment to double, divide 72 by the annual interest rate. And then we learn about the concept of capital budgeting. It is estimate expected future cash flow, evaluate project, decide which good or bad. 2 or more projects can be independent and multi-exclusive. In capital budgeting, we also learn the method of capital budgeting, interest rate of return, net present value, profitability index, and payback period. And then we also learn about the application time value of money, mortgage, life insurance, personal financial planning, time deposit, contract value, damage in course cases, investment value, capital budgeting, company values. Let's move to the third part of the corporate finance security analysis. We learn about portfolio theory and investment strategy, buy low, sell high. Investment strategy, buy low, sell high, have a two part: passive investing and active investing. Passive investing is just follow the market, and active investing consists of technical analysis, market investor sentiment, fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis consists of income statement, balance sheet, cash flow that we already learned when we study at management accounting. In fundamental analysis, we learn about ratio. We learn about ratio profitability, liquidity, activity, leverage, and market ratio. We also learn healthy, not healthy. We have to consider nature level, quality of number, historical trend, industry benchmark, and decomposition. For portfolio theory, the important things is future, histories, RR, ex ante and vs ex post, return versus risk, correlation, differentiation, beta, capital asset pricing model, and weighted average. In portfolio theory, the important points: potential future return, actual historical return, required return, ex ante profitability weighted versus ex post, return versus risk, total risk, systematic risk, unsystematic risk, correlation and diversification, efficient frontier portfolio, portfolio theory, and capital asset pricing model. Now, let's go to the part 4, corporate structure and capital structure. Capital structure we can learn from balance sheet. You can see this is debt and shareholder equity. The theory of capital structure is benefit, interest, tax, deductible. Firm must trade off this benefit against the increased financial risk associated with higher debt levels. There is factor that determine optimal capital structure. Tax benefit. To make tax benefit, it must profitability higher means higher debt ratio. Interest rate lower means higher debt ratio. Tax rate higher means higher debt ratio. And expected cost of financial distress to make disease. Volatility of capital flow higher means lower debt ratio. Fixed asset lower means lower debt ratio. Size smaller means lower debt ratio. And then we study corporate restructuring. Restructure. What we restructure? Capital structure, working capital management, asset structure, revenue management, cost management, cash flow management, growth management, and risk management. Next, we learn about fraud risk management. In fraud risk management, we know the fraud hexagon. Fraud hexagon consists of opportunity, need, character, competence, arrogance, and justification. In fraud risk management, we also know about the fraud triangle. Consists of pressure, rationalism, and opportunity. How to prevent fraud? First, build employee ethic. Second, write SOP to be followed. Third, train employees to prevent fraud, including internal control, IT security. Fourth, protect security. And 5, whistleblower. And then in corporate finance, for the last, we learn about dividend policy. Stable dividend policy. This approach involves paying fixed dividend amount on a regular basis, regardless of fluctuation in earning. This policy provides predictable and stability for shareholder. And the next, about tax. Tax consideration. The tax implication for both the company and shareholder can influence dividend payments. That's all about mind mapping corporate finance. In summary, corporate finance encompasses a comprehensive set of strategies and decisions that are vital for organization success. Understanding the interplay between financial management, investment decision, capital structure, dividend policy, risk management, and mergers and acquisition is crucial for financial leaders. Mastering this concept enables business to navigate the complex financial landscape, optimize resource, and adapt the changing market condition, ultimately enhancing shareholder value and ensuring sustainable growth. The last but not least, I want to thanks to Prof. Sambal for the many insightful knowledge for us, even though we must, of course, break our limit. But we know all of this will be meaningful for us. Hope you always happy and in a good health, Prof. Thank you.